We have waited 8 years for an EA Sports golf game. Well, more like 10 years. Let's not talk about Rory. EA Sports PGA Tour is a very different golf game and has many pros and cons, but their biggest strength may not be what you think. The most obvious improvement is graphics. Releasing as next-gen exclusive and using the Frostbite engine is a substantial difference from other golf games. Presentation with the whole flyovers and cutscenes create an immersive environment that is captivating. The other crucial selling point for EA is having exclusive rights to all 4 majors. Having this on top of character progression massively elevates the enjoyment of career mode, and quite frankly, anything less makes a career mode feel incomplete. Add on top of that a full turn order option to watch all the shots of the person you are paired with, and the career mode is leaps and bounds ahead of 2K. What other game modes does EA offer? One of the cool angles that EA took is their challenges mode. In the challenges mode, new challenges will pop up as quickly as 24 hours after an event happens on the PGA Tour. For example, on Thursday at the Masters, Viktor Hovland had a couple of incredible up and down saves, and by midday Friday, EA had a new challenge available in which you could attempt to replicate Hovland's shot. While the in-game reward may not be that appetizing, the satisfaction for completing some of the more difficult ones is a major sense of accomplishment. Having this direct tie to real-life tour events is a unique angle that 2K is missing out on. The second game mode that really stands out is online tournaments. There are daily, weekly, and seasonal tournaments that you can participate in. The weekly seem to be tied to real-life events that are taking place, which once again draws that connection to people following along closely to the PGA Tour. Rewards for performing well in the tournaments do increase as you move up the leaderboard, but doesn't really spark that competitive drive that perhaps an online versus game would provide. This may be a more enjoyable vibe to many. However, in the sports gaming world, people do love that tough competition goal, and in general, that seems to be a missing part of EA Golf in its current state. There is a competitive online play, however, it does seem to be a bit incomplete. On a side note, online lobbies of up to 16 golfers are available in which gamers can play hole by hole together in a tournament format. Many streamers have successfully filled lobbies and been having loads of fun. All that being said, it requires time and organization. If EA is able to parlay this mode into future online competition down the road, well, that would certainly be interesting. Okay, we have touched on a couple of high-level items with graphics and game modes, but how does the game feel? Does the swing feel right? How impactful is 30 frames per second? All are great questions. Let's start with 30 frames per second. There's no beating around the bush. 30 FPS isn't great. The consolation is that most swings feel very repetitive, and after playing for a few hours, you quickly adapt to the frame rate. With that in mind, many will never make that leap to purchase the game until it is improved, and quite frankly, I understand that sentiment. Putting frame rate limitations aside, does the swing feel right? If you're coming from 2K like I am, the swing feels so much slower. Although that doesn't mean 2K is right. Maybe 2K's swing is a little too fast. The PGA Tour Twitter account posted arguably 2 of the most polar opposite real-life swings in Matt Fitzpatrick and Sungjae Im. Fitz being super fast and Sungjae being super slow. As you can see, 2K is very similar to Fitz and EA is very similar to Sungjae. The issue being with both games, there isn't much customization to alter this swing speed. EA does offer different swing animations and tempos, however, these do not impact the duration of the swing. It will really be a personal preference as to which swing you like better. Maybe it's in combo with the 30 frames per second that makes me personally like the 2K swing much better, or maybe it's muscle memory from several years of 2K games. One last topic before we get into EA's biggest strength, let's talk about realism. EA certainly marketed that they would have realistic gameplay. 20 different shot types, custom course environments, and true roll physics all cater toward that style. The shot types allow for a wide variety of gameplay styles. However, after getting used to them, it seems like some of them are hardly ever used and a few are a little bit overpowered. I'm hopeful that they will make the appropriate nerfs to help balance out the selection and embrace all 20 types. The course environments and roll physics are interesting. The vibe and setting absolutely feels different course to course, but as far as the true roll physics, some of the rollouts seem extremely long. Lastly, there's an element of randomness with the use of RNG on each and every shot. As your golfer statistically improves, the less random your dispersion will be. I'm unsure whether to categorize this as a pro or a con. I could see valid arguments to both sides. For example, if a golfer in real life hits a perfect 8-iron, perfect doesn't mean the exact pinpoint landing spot. There will always be some slight dispersion. Okay, let's get to EA's biggest strength. And if you were liking the video to this point, feel free to drop a like, maybe even sub, as we approach our monumental goal of 1,000 subs. Updates and communication. My goodness, I have been blown away at how responsive EA has been to the feedback that they have received thus far. Not only have they been receptive to the feedback, they're extremely transparent in publicizing their inefficiencies and elaborating what they are prioritizing to improve. Less than 2 weeks after its release date, they added a patch addressing putting grids, camera angles, even adding 3-click swing and fast play features, all with detailed patch notes. Personally, this is what excites me most, especially if they're going on a multi-year game cycle. No video game is going to be flawless upon release, and therefore taking an active and transparent approach with your community is a brilliant way to improve the overall product. There's a lot to like about EA as it takes a different angle at golf gaming. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are in the comments section below. What are your favorite parts of EA? Was it something I mentioned, or perhaps you like the more elaborate pro shop and or bag and equipment customization? Are any of the mentioned cons, like 30 frames per second, a hard no for you, or you don't like the way it feels, or significant limitations in character customization, or even terrible swing animations out of bunker shots in various short game scenarios? In either case, let's continue to provide all the good and bad feedback in hopes the game continues to improve day by day.